supporters, but on the day, the supporters, but on the day, they were beaten by the better side. Back to Wembley. Arsenal, the first team out for the semi-final. A tremendous reception from their supporters in this 48,000 capacity crowd, even though those fans know that Liam Brady is not in the team that has just taken the field. For Wolverhampton Wanderers, this is almost akin to a home match. They're playing this semi-final less than 20 miles away from Molineux, and their fans backed high on the terraces, hoping to see a Midlands side win the FA Cup for the first time since 1968. Well, Wolves have got no team problems. That's their full-strength, unchanged side, and there are 4 survivors in it from the semi-final of 1973 when Wolves lost to Leeds. Number 5, John McCall, number 3, Derek Parkin, number 7, Ken Hibbett, and number 10, John Richards. John Barnwell, the manager, did include Colin Brazier in the squad, but when he heard that Liam Brady was not playing for Arsenal, he left him out. And Brady's replacement in the Arsenal team at number 7 is, as expected, Steve Gatting. The midfield, in fact, Talbot, Price, Gatting and Ricks. Substitute is Walford, and the 2 other players who were struggling with injuries in the week, namely Willie Young and Brian Talbot, both came through safely their latest fitness test. So how much will Arsenal miss the influence of the Players' Player of the Year, Liam Brady, who sadly today for them makes his way only to the touchline bench? The Wolves manager, John Barnwell, who only joined them in November, he steered them out of the bottom 3 in the First Division, and now he leads them into an FA Cup semi-final against his old club, Arsenal. This vast crowd at Villa Park are paying record receipts for this famous ground of £144,000. And it's the 29th FA Cup semi-final to be held at the home of Aston Villa. Don Howe, the Arsenal coach, who lives in Wolverhampton and therefore knows as much about Wolves perhaps as he does about any other team in the First Division apart from his own. Terry Neal, the Arsenal manager. Two captains, Pat Rice of Arsenal on the left, playing in his fifth semi-final in 9 years. And on the right, Ken Hibbett of Wolves, who scored against Arsenal in the FA Cup last season. One captain knowing that he will lead his side out at Wembley, and the other knowing that if he's on the losing side today, his team will be forgotten as far as the FA Cup's concerned this season. The referee, Pat Partridge, who in fact took charge of Arsenal's semi-final last season when they beat Orient. What a colourful scene inside Villa Park. The red of Arsenal and the old gold of Wolverhampton Wanderers. Marvellous atmosphere on semi-final day. Part of the very fabric of the English football scene, because nobody ever remembers semi-final losers, only the winners. And it's Arsenal to kick off, playing in the first half from the right. Pitch fairly heavy in the centre particularly. Plenty of grass on it. Header by Hibbett. Nelson. And it was the foot of Richards that was high. That's aimed at Stapleton. He got there too. Trying to flick it on to Sunderland. Here's Steve Daly for Wolves. Pat Rice in the way. David O'Leary. Arsenal playing with Stapleton and Sunderland forward and four others coming from midfield. And Wolves, as you'll see, have got Richards up front with Rafferty, and they've got four midfield players as well. Here's Ricks for Arsenal. Nice turn. That was Jeff Palmer who came in strongly and was penalised. Talbot. This is Young. In the way, Hibbett. And offside against Rafferty. These early minutes, always anxious in semi-finals. Tension getting to the players. This is Nelson for Arsenal. Palmer's header, Hibbett. Here's Price. Berry. Price again. Ricks. Looking for Stapleton. That's Young and Rafferty. Wolves goalkeeper is Paul Bradshaw. Perhaps this is his biggest test in terms of temperament. He came last season from Blackburn Rovers, England under-21 international. Richards. Daly. In goes Rice. Now Parkin for Wolves. Daly again. Plays down the left side, Steve Daly. But he was beaten by Pat Rice. What a throw from Jennings, straight to the feet of Ricks. Stapleton is on his way. That was Berry. That's Daniel, competitive player for Wolves in the middle of the field. Look at that. And Brian Talbot just stops him. That was a bold run by Daniel, and typical of the way he's played in midfield for Wolves recently. It was McCall. Carr outnumbered, but McCall again. Richards. Carr. Daly. Looking for Rafferty, who was onside but couldn't control it. Referee has checked with his linesman because Arsenal thought there was an offside there, but it's a throw-in. That was McCall's header. Daly to Rafferty. Wolves moving quite nicely. Daly looking for Richards. And again for Rafferty, who had to check. Now Carr takes over. In the way, Stapleton, who wins it and looks for Sunderland. Frank Stapleton, the top scorer for Arsenal this season, and Alan Sunderland, who scored 2 in the 6th round replay against Southampton. Nelson. Ricks. That's a good ball, but Gatting was just offside. Been some nice football played in the first 5 minutes. Both teams finding their men quite well, especially down their respective left-hand sides. That was Rafferty's header and a good one too to Daly. In the middle are Richards and Hibbett waiting. That's Daly's cross. Richards! Offside! Offside, I think. There was a flag up. Wouldn't have counted. Good ball from Nelson to Stapleton. Here's Sunderland. Price has made a run forward too. Daly. O'Leary. And there goes Stapleton. That was McCall. Sunderland. Daly in the game an awful lot early on. That could be significant. That's Carr, all given away. Talbot. Price. Away from Carr. Talbot's made a good run down the right. So Parkin for Wolves. Richards is offside. Arsenal are pushing up from the back and have caught John Richards twice now. Stapleton. Stapleton, one of 9 Arsenal players on duty who played in the FA Cup final last season. Sunderland beaten by Parkin, who was in very quickly there. He really snapped in. Price, he did too. Good ball for Talbot. No. Nice idea by Price to try and get Talbot down to the dead ball line. Wolves have beaten Arsenal twice in the league this season. They've won both First Division matches by 1-0. The only team to have done the double over Arsenal this season. That's Ricks. Gatting. O'Leary for Arsenal. Feeding Nelson. Looking for Sunderland. The call across. Palmer. Arsenal using the long ball quite liberally. Here's Ricks. Stapleton, Ricks again. Parkin got that away to Daly. Talbot's tackle, but in spite of what he thinks, it's Wolves' throw. They're trying to avoid the offside, but the flag is up again. That's going to be a problem for Rafferty and Richards to stay on side when Arsenal come out like that. But Arsenal, on the other hand, must guard against getting it wrong and allowing one of them to break through. Don Howe just shouting the instructions. Liam Brady in the picture also. O'Leary with the kick for Arsenal. Sunderland, let it go, Stapleton. Here comes Price. Talbot! Oh, it hit Jeff Palmer. Nelson. Ricks. Oh, well, Brian Talbot, who scored the first goal in the semi-final last season for Ipswich, was nearly in there again. But Jeff Palmer, the fullback, got in the way as Talbot tried to turn the ball through. O'Leary and Rafferty. Rice. Too far ahead of Stapleton. That was Willie Young, that was Daniel, and that was Nelson. Ricks. That ball stayed in, and here's Sunderland. Good running by Gatting just inside. Stapleton is far post. Diving header by Parkin. Ricks. Ricks tried to bend one. Plenty of imagination about the way Arsenal built up there, particularly the early ball from Ricks down to Sunderland. Here's Daly for Wolves. Brian Talbot. Ricks. That was a foul by Berry on Sunderland. O'Leary. Daniel's header. Young getting there before Rafferty. And here's David Price for Arsenal. Stapleton doing an awful lot of running right and left, marked by McCall, and he's beaten him. Good cross too. And a good job, Bradshaw held that. because Alan Sunderland was right in there on Stapleton's cross. Really good piece of play by Stapleton. He beat John McCall. The cross was long and deep, and Bradshaw held it well. On by Rafferty for Richards. Well, a very even start here, and some good football too. Daly with the throw. Carr. Daly. Challenge was by Talbot, and the referee has given the free kick. Played short for Carr, and a deflection, I think, as soon as he struck it, off Brian Talbot, gives Wolves a corner. Flicked on by Richards and away by Sunderland. Here's Daly. And the referee, I think, saw an offside there. Pat Partridge, who took charge of the 1975 final between West Ham and Fulham, one of our FIFA referees. So, a quarter of an hour gone in the semi-final, and it's Wolves 0, Arsenal 0. O'Leary. Stapleton is chasing. Oh, and Stapleton just a foot short as Palmer turned it back. But Stapleton's movement up front in the opening 15 minutes, a bonus to Arsenal. By Rafferty. Wolves won the Football League Cup in 1974, but they haven't won the FA Cup since 1960. They have the free kick. Rafferty being marked by Willie Young. Young's header out, that's Hibbitt's header back. It was away by O'Leary as far as Daly. O'Leary again. Gatting, good header on by him, Stapleton. Price has made a run through the centre, and Pat Rice outside him. Rice is still there. Gatting's in the centre as well now. Here's Stapleton. That's Gatting, trying to find Talbot. And again, Rice. Price is in there. David Price, who scored the equaliser at Southampton in the 6th round with a header. It was a cross from the right by Pat Rice, who played a part twice in that attack. And Price beat 2 Wolves defenders to that and headed over. But some good football from Arsenal, using the flanks well. Talbot. Oh, he sold Rice a little short there, it could be awkward. Richards to Daly. Foul by Talbot, that's his second. Wolves have pushed Berry forward in the centre this time. Number 6. Rafferty got up, here's Hibbett, who can strike them from here. Offside. Two of them, I think, Rafferty and Richards. Got to watch Ken Hibbett from that distance. He chipped Pat Jennings beautifully in the FA Cup tie at Highbury last season. And Jennings certainly won't forget that. Again, Stapleton is the target. Richards. O'Leary coming through well. And here's Talbot, he's got Sunderland through the centre. They're the only two up at the moment for Arsenal, but others are arriving now. One of them is Gatting. Gatting shots! Nicely built by Arsenal. Talbot making the break. Gatting supporting inside. Quite nicely struck, and Bradshaw down sharply. Would have been something of a fairy tale there if the man that Terry Neal brought in to replace Liam Brady, Steve Gatting, had scored the opening goal. "20 minutes gone, no score. And a throw to Wolves. Carr back to Parkin. Useful cross, Rafferty is up. Jennings, the epitome of experience, so quick to see the danger as his defence was beaten in the air, and to stop Richards closing in. They often say semi-finals are dull and negative, but the first 20 minutes here has been full of lively football and signs that neither defence can feel totally happy. Stapleton. Oh, good play. Sunderland. Price made the run. And Palmer the interception. Arsenal finding some very good positions up front. Talbot. Ricks. This is Sunderland. But away by McCall. Talbot being shadowed by Carr. That was Ricks, delicate little ball upfield to Sunderland. Pat Rice has made the run. Not a very interesting personal battles being fought. There's Talbot. Stapleton up there. McCall's clearance, or half clearance. Here's Ricks. Berry's header this time. Now Gatting. Wolves being examined rather here. Nelson. An Arsenal throw. This Wolves back four, which was so shaky earlier in the season, has improved so much under John Barnwell and Richie Barker. Being tested now by an Arsenal side who've got 8 players forward. Here's O'Leary. That was Berry's header, not too certain. It's Palmer, Gatting, Talbot, Nelson, Ricks. Lovely turn. Berry. Gatting. Finally broken up by Steve Daly. And Wolves passed that test and now advance with Willie Carr. Good running by Parkin from the back. Look at that. What a deflection off Price, who tracked him back. And also got something in his eye, I think. Concentrated spell of Arsenal attacking there. Wolves finally got the ball away, and when they did, they broke swiftly and intelligently. Corner to Wolves. Flags up for offside. Referee acknowledges that, but sensibly allows the play to go. Desire by Pat Partridge to keep the play moving in this first half, and the players have responded well. No bad tackles so far. Here's Rice. Offside this time against Stapleton. Cutting straight to Daniel. Here's Palmer. Looking for Daly, who tried to dummy. Berry. Offside just against Daly. But despite the flag, Jennings was alert and was 20 yards out of his goal. Play on to the referee. Sunderland waiting for Stapleton and then checking beautifully. Gatting. Rice wanting it. 4 in the centre for Arsenal. Sunderland pulling to the right. Gatting. Preferring his left foot, Steve Gatting. O'Leary. Sunderland. Gatting again. That's for Talbot. A goal kick. Brian Talbot finishing up in the photographers. Steve Gatting has settled down very well, shown no sign of nerves. Replacement for Liam Brady. Well played, first of all by Rafferty and then by Richards. Here's Ken Hibbett. 5 Wolves players are up with him. That's going to be a corner off Ricks. Wolves' third corner. Richards flick, Jennings punch, Daniel, Hibbett! Well, no player perhaps more dangerous at that sort of range than Ken Hibbett. Stapleton. Both teams in the mood to attack, which is good for a semi-final. Some progressive football from both Wolves and Arsenal so far. O'Leary takes the kick. Stapleton. Referee's blown, foul by Stapleton. target there is Rafferty, just glanced off O'Leary's head. Nelson covering well for Arsenal. Good to see so many men being pushed forward by both teams. Attacking in 6s and 7s. Stapleton holding off Berry. Gatting doing the sensible thing again. Ricks finding Price. Good header by Rafferty, that's his strength. This is Daly on the left for Wolves. Three waiting in the centre for a cross. And referee gives hands against Daly. Stapleton putting himself about all over the front line. He's had a very good start. Competitive and putting defenders in difficult corners as they try and build up the Wolves' attack. There are 15 minutes left in the first half of this FA Cup semi-final, and the score 0-0. Stapleton and Berry. Very good control, and the pass just intercepted by Hibbett. John Richards on. Talbot missed it, but Young didn't. Two players who passed fitness tests, Willie Young and Brian Talbot. And Arsenal so far surviving quite well with the man who didn't, who of course was Brady. This is Ricks. Stapleton began to make a run and then realised he was offside. There's a conversation there between Stapleton and Ricks about when the ball should be delivered. I think Wolves will be pleased with the way they've played in the first half hour. It's on by Rafferty. Sunderland. Now Parkin for Wolves. They're playing the offside trap again, but it's play on this time, and Jennings, the extra defender, well out of his area. This is Daniel for Wolves. Parkin, who's been in the game quite a lot, coming forward. And Arsenal come out looking for an offside again, and Jeff Palmer, oh! Well, it wasn't Palmer who made the run who was offside, it was the man in the middle, Steve Daly. The Wolves fans are booing because Palmer timed his run perfectly. But in the centre, Daly was offside, and that's why the linesman flagged. But Wolves know the way to beat that offside trap is to try and get a player to do what Palmer did and run from the back. Stapleton. Nelson. Sunderland! Got it well. Certainly a fast, open game. But even Stapleton couldn't reach that. Richards prefers it on the floor, John Richards. O'Leary will beat him in the air, but he fouled him as well there. Just see George Berry, the number 6, pushing up, and you can see Stapleton going back to mark him. He can be quite a threat in the air. Pivot and Rafferty also waiting. Rafferty's flick and Stapleton's attempt to clear. I think a player offside again. Nearly all the free kicks have been for offsides in the first half. It's been a clean, well-contested semi-final so far. And with 10 minutes left in the first half, absolutely nothing to choose between Arsenal and Wolves. That was Parkin's header, and here's Richards. Arsenal don't want to let Richards turn and run at them, so O'Leary was quickly in. Good match, O'Leary, so far. Here's Daniel Stapleton, and now Ricks. Arsenal now have got 7 players in the Wolves half, and offside. Some very good approach work by both teams. Quite often it's only been spoiled by a hairline offside decision. On by Rafferty, but O'Leary is there. Young. Berry. Nice turn by Stapleton. What a match he's having so far. Ricks. Gatting. That could be a good ball for Nelson. Stapleton and Sunderland waiting in the centre with Price. That's a goal kick. In fact, Arsenal yet to win their first corner. Great industry from Frank Stapleton. Here's Young. Sunderland was just luring the defender in, hoping to turn and beat him for pace, but then he was penalised. His old teammate should know Alan Sunderland's movements pretty well. He was with Wolves for 8 years. Leaning, was it, by Young on Rafferty? Or was it the other way round? The referee thought it was a bit of both, I think, and waved play on. As the ball was played in from the free kick, there was some tangling between the two big players there, Young and Rafferty. Torver, the flag's up, and the foul's been given. So with 7 minutes to go in the first half, the semi-final beautifully balanced. That was Gatting's header. Stapleton so good at getting it down and getting the attack in motion, looking for Price. That was Richards. O'Leary is marking Richards and Young is marking Rafferty. And I think there's a moral in that, because although Rafferty is the ideal opponent for Willie Young, because they're both so tall, and he likes that kind of contact, Young, it's also true that O'Leary will be required to match Richards for pace if Wolves get him on the move. so far they haven't quite managed to do. Here's Berry for Wolves. And the flag has stayed down as Daly goes through, but again, the ground easily made up by Pat Jennings. Talbot's made a good run forward here, looking for the flick on from Stapleton. O'Leary. Stapleton again breaking wide, taking the ball with him. Talbot is inside. Too long for Sunderland. The referee had a very good view of that tangle by the corner flag. Throw. Hibbett, who's played fairly deep, Ken Hibbett, in the first half. John McCall's back header. It's Price. It was McCall. Richards is hovering here, but O'Leary has so far hardly put a foot wrong. There's Stapleton. Daly, rather annoyed at the decision, has kicked the ball away. So as Arsenal have the free kick, there are 4 minutes left in the first half. Willie Young has made his way forward. Rafferty has gone back with him. Berry's header out and some elbows by Stapleton, which I think Berry felt in his ribs. O'Leary had 2 to beat there. Richards trying to get it down. Hibbett is up this time. Ricks. Stapleton puffs out his cheeks, and he's done as much running, I should think, as anybody in the first half. Enough for 2 players in some ways. Free kick given against Willie Young for the foul on Rafferty. Arsenal pulling everybody bar Stapleton back behind the ball. O'Leary did ever so well there against Richards and Rafferty. Here's Ricks. There's nobody up there for Arsenal. They'd all come back to defend. Rice. Stapleton is chasing behind Berry. Palmer covering as well. It was nicely done by Jeff Palmer. Two famous clubs here. Wolves, 102 years old. Arsenal 9 years younger. Great names in the game. No score. Sunderland almost got in. Ball didn't run kindly for him in the end. It's a header by Parkin, it struck Price. In the last minute of the first half now, here's Talbot. Daly. Richards is pulled out to the left and Daniels made a run through the centre. Marked by Nelson. Held it off well. Two of them in the middle now waiting for a cross. And did O'Leary save the corner or not? Still in play, is it? Well, the linesman has walked round and the corner has been given. Right at the end of the first half, Wolves pressing. Headed away by Gatting for Arsenal. That's the slow corner to the near post that Wolves like to use. And it was the last action of a first half which was full of imagination and quite a lot of enterprising football for a semi-final. Two sides who tried to go forward whenever they could. Arsenal without Liam Brady, but still putting some useful moves together. Wolves more than holding their own. And at half-time, a flutter or two in the penalty area. But the score which says Wolves 0, Arsenal 0. The famous crest of Aston Villa. I suppose preparation always plays a major part in FA Cup semi-finals because the two clubs normally know each other's styles so well and can counter it with the sort of intelligence we saw in the first half from both Arsenal and Wolves. This is the first time that Wolves, who start the second half, have met a First Division side in the FA Cup this season. They've beaten Brighton, Newcastle, Crystal Palace and Shrewsbury on their way to the semi-final. It's Price for Arsenal. Arsenal got the slightly bigger welcome when they came out for the second half. Fans quite determined not to let the Wolverhampton supporters turn this into a home occasion. That's Rice. McCall. Parkin. Awkward bounce for O'Leary, but he made light of it in the end. Had a commanding first half, David O'Leary. There's Nelson. Talbot, well forward again. Ricks. Stapleton. Oh, he's tricked Berry there, and the shot slightly deflected from Stapleton, I think by the foot of Kenny Hibbett. And it may have taken the sting out of it and made it rather easier for the goalkeeper. Ken Hibbett, who got back into his own penalty area there to half-block the shot from Stapleton. Some pushing between Daly and Price. Arsenal played at Villa Park twice in semi-finals in the early 70s. They beat Stoke here in a replay in 1971 and then drew with Stoke the following year on this ground before winning that replay at Goodison. Here's Rice. Talbot looking for Stapleton, away by Berry for Arsenal's first corner. Stapleton in there on the goalkeeper, and the referee says unfairly so, and Willie Young reacting angrily. Bradshaw, I think, had a smile, and Young wasn't too happy, but Pat Partridge, trying to keep the spirit as good as it was in the first half, waves Willie Young away. Two Arsenal players in on the goalkeeper on the near post. On by Hibbett, looking for Richards. And again, O'Leary checks him. O'Leary knowing only too well how quick Richards can be off the mark. Oh, straight to Price from Berry. Parkin holding him up. Here's Rice. Off Daly to Gatting. Nelson has got Ricks on his left. But Sunderland finds neither of them, and here's Hibbett. One or two of Berry's passes going astray just at the moment. In fact, it's a more nervy start to the second half than it was to the first. Terry Neal and Don Howe barking out the orders. Nelson to Ricks. Players making runs now include Talbot, Stapleton and Berry. Oh, Stapleton did brilliantly. Two waiting in the centre, three now. Came back to Nelson. Oh, and Sunderland goes in. Sammy Nelson supplied the cross. In fact, if this match should go to a replay, Sammy Nelson couldn't take part in that because he faces a one-match suspension after today. Arsenal suggesting at the start of the second half they're about to take over. This is Rice. Now, can Wolves survive this? Talbot. Price. Won it well, Stapleton. Oh yes, Fred Stapleton. He deserves the goal more than any other player on the field. And just look at the reception. David Price won the ball so well that when Stapleton picked it up, he saw the possibility of a shot, made room, drove it low with his right foot, away from the diving Bradshaw, and Arsenal take the lead in the semi-final. Having started the second half full of power and intent, their reward comes in the 51st minute. Strong enough mentally to come back. Arsenal in their fifth semi-final in 9 years. They've lost only one of the previous four, and they lead here 1-0. Berry. Free kick. Richards on Rice, and Talbot restraining the Arsenal captain from retaliating. John Richards, the offender. And the temperature is bound to rise now, with Arsenal having got in front. Red and white all over Villa Park at the moment. Flags, scarves, and the chant of Wembley. Nelson. Talbot. Lyons is the referee. Carr for Wolves. Rapidly, the next few minutes vital for Wolves if they were to succumb now. But here they come on the attack with Hibbett. Well played by Rice. Stapleton's on the run again, and beautifully cut out by Palmer, and a good job for Wolves, he cut it out too. Otherwise, Stapleton was through again. Those supporters well aware that the goal caps a brilliant performance, which I'm sure has been appreciated on the bench by the Arsenal number 9, Stapleton. Rafferty and Young. In the centre is Richards, being joined by Daly. The ball out of play. That's the first goal Arsenal have scored against Wolves this season, having lost both the league matches 1-0. It was Stapleton's 23rd of the season for Arsenal. Well, the air of confidence with which Arsenal began the second half has now spread to the terraces with the goal. Ricks. Oh, Berry's missed it. Stapleton. And Berry puts his arm round Stapleton and says, thank you very much. Because that would have been 2-0 and perhaps curtains for Wolves. Had Stapleton's shot been on target. Berry made a mess of it, he knew that. And Stapleton shot first time, this time just wide. Hibbett for Wolves. Wolves captain Ken Hibbett has got to pull them together, keep them in the fight. They've got to take risks going forward now as Richards lashes out at Rice. The second little confrontation between those two, and Rice is angry. He feels Richards now has twice got away with it. But Wolves, in fact, have the free kick. Hibbett. At a time like this, when you go a goal down in a semi-final, you need leadership qualities, and Ken Hibbett is the captain. He's got a big responsibility on the field, as John Barnwell, the manager, well knows, to keep Wolves' heads up. And the crowd at the back there on the Holt end, the Arsenal fans, full of noise on the left, but a silent right-hand block of Wolves supporters. And just see the contrast there on the terraces. Sunderland's header on, Talbot, and it's Stapleton again, and Berry just got a foot to it and blocked the shot, diverting it for a corner. A period of absolute domination by Arsenal. Stapleton's in there again. Well, over the years, many players have made their name in semi-finals, and Stapleton's performance, even before he'd scored, suggested he might do that today. He really is, at the moment, the man of the match. Price. A call for Wolves. By Richards, looking for Rafferty, but Willie Young is winning that particular fight. Stapleton again, look at the touch. Price, Sunderland is over on the left, but the ball not quite correctly played. Willie Young got a kick on the head. His face has been cut many times over the years, Willie Young, but the referee decided he was the offender and has given the free kick to Wolves. Now, can Wolves strike back? Berry and Rafferty up together. Willie Carr's in there. Appeals for handball, not given. Price. Parkin. Berry is still upfield for Wolves. Here's McCall. Appeals for offside, waved away. And Rice plays the captain's part. Daly. And Rice again. Every Arsenal man so keyed up, so geared up at the moment to do the right thing. Richards. Parkin. Away by Young and then by Price. Here's Daly. Everybody's sandwiched now into the Arsenal half. Berry. Some good defensive work by Willie Young in these last few minutes. Here's Ricks. And there goes Sunderland. Stapleton is in the middle. Sunderland finds time and room. Doesn't find the free kick. Here's Price. Nelson. Ricks. Foul by Ken Hibbett, I think. It was clear case of obstruction, even though the ball went out. And Arsenal just at the moment very much on their game, sensing that they can take the match now. Here's Ricks. Nelson. Price. Just delayed too long, and Daniel with the tackle appeals, but it is a corner. Stapleton's in there again, and a foul, I think, on the goalkeeper by Willie Young. Nice exchange between Stapleton and the referee, but I think it was a foul by the Arsenal number 6, Willie Young. 1 hour gone, and in the semi-final at Villa Park, Arsenal lead Wolves by 1-0. Arsenal sensing at this moment they can go back to Wembley, play their second successive FA Cup final there, having lost last season to Ipswich. But with half an hour left, anything can still happen. Especially if Wolves just settle down again after conceding the goal and start to put their game together, which is what they must try and do. Berry. Here's Parkin. Willie Young growing with every minute, it would seem. Didn't do Talbot too many favours, but he's got out of that all right. Good ball from Nelson to Sunderland. Talbot's made a good run inside him. There's Talbot, number 4. Wolves back in numbers. Jeff Palmer. Again the two target men, Rafferty and Richards, and again the Arsenal 2, Young and O'Leary facing them. Here's Daniel. Oh, and Daniel ran the ball out, but he knows, in a sense, he was doing the right thing, because if Wolves are going to unseat Arsenal now, they must get people coming from midfield. The two players up front, Richards and Rafferty, are being well held by O'Leary and Young, and Wolves need players like Daniel to bring the ball through from behind. There's Daniel. Price playing a good watchdog role on Daly. Here's McCall. Palmer. Hibbett. Daly. Good play by Wolves, but again O'Leary. so timely with the interception. Sun comes out and bathes Villa Park in a warm glow. That's what Arsenal are feeling anyway. Rafferty. Daly looking for Richards, but it's too long. And Wolves, of course, have got to get past Pat Jennings if they're going to stay in the FA Cup and get the goal back. Use of the elbows by Talbot. Brian Talbot, who knows if the score stays like this, he'll have the distinction of playing in successive FA Cup finals for different clubs. Put his name in the history books. That was Nelson on Richards. Nelson certainly felt it. Ricks. This is Gatting for Arsenal, good break again. Stapleton out left. Richards tries to turn O'Leary, Hibbett looking for Rafferty. In the centre, Daly and Richards. May well have been behind the line, but anyway, it was made easy for Jennings and for Arsenal. Rafferty's cross not pulled back far enough, but Wolves still holding their heads up, trying to get some shape back into their game. Carr. Nelson looking for Stapleton. Berry is again his marker. And a goal kick has been given. O'Leary, that's Sunderland and McCall underneath it. Header was by Gatting. So Arsenal, even without Brady's influence, lead 1-0 in the semi-final. And here's Daly for Wolves. It's easy for Jennings, who hasn't been truly tested yet. For all Wolves' attempts to come forward, they haven't made the real chance. So halfway through the second half, Arsenal have the lead. This is McCall for Wolves. Carr coming back to start things off. Parkin. Martin Patching, the Wolves substitute, warming up. Brian Talbot going to take the throw, played in the Ipswich side that beat Arsenal in the FA Cup final last season. Richards trying to turn them, but it hasn't been easy for him to do that. Daniel's in there as well, number 4. Palmer. Wolves service in there, nothing like good enough to the front 2 players. They're going to have to come up with something more inventive than that if they're going to rob Arsenal of the lead and of a place at Wembley. Parkin. It's new ideas that Wolves need at the moment, something different. Rice. McCall. Everything about Arsenal's game has been so tight in this second half, but Wolves know it's going to be a case of more and more risks being taken as the time goes on. Parkin forward this time to Berry. Rafferty. Daly. Feels for handball against Ricks, and Wolves have the free kick. Played short for Daly. Shot deflected. Can Jennings save the corner? Yes, he can. Again, the Wolves attack petering out about 20 yards from goal. Has tended to be the pattern, which is a compliment to the way Arsenal have played defensively. Parkin, beaten by Price, who set the first goal up. Oh, it wasn't a good ball, though. A bit too hurried. Nelson. Here's Ricks. Stapleton. What a tribute to Frank Stapleton, the 23 goals he's scored now this season, when you bear in mind that Arsenal have played almost the entire season without Malcolm McDonald, who is in fact among the crowd here today. That was Young. And now it's McCall for Wolves. Hibbert has pushed forward this time, which is what he's got to do now, more and more. Palmer is outside him. Daly just inside. There's Rafferty. That's for Palmer. Pulled back behind Hibbert. It was a better ball in a way. Here's Ricks. Beautifully delivered by Ricks to Stapleton. Talbot is the player in the centre for Arsenal. Number 4. Got some room too. Stapleton! Well, I'd love to know how many attempts on goal he's had now. It's mounting up as time goes on. That was set up for him by Brian Talbot. Daly. Now Rafferty. I wonder if Willie Young is just feeling his injury slightly as he funnels back there. Price is doing a really fine job for Arsenal, and Gatting again doing the sensible thing in the middle of the field, giving it early and accurately. Sunderland, past Parkin, Price in the centre, so is Stapleton. Bit long though. Arsenal again moving well. Alan Sunderland against his old club. Willie Young, one of the players who was under treatment during the week, but he's had a very dominating match in the air. Completely shut out Billy Rafferty, the man standing next to him there. Stapleton. Carr. Daniel. He's got to be the driving force now in the middle of the field, number 4 for Wolves. He's found Hibbett. There are 2 waiting on the far post. It's going to come loose to Berry as Arsenal move out. And Young again looks so assured. Ricks. Early ball meant for Sunderland. Wolves trailing by 1-0. With 16 minutes of the semi-final to go. Coming forward now with Parkin to Daniel. Daly. That looked as though it might have gone out from Jeff Palmer. Well, the Wolverhampton contingent have gone very quiet in the second half. Their side are seeing more of the ball now, but not making any chances. Disappointment stares them in the face in a semi-final played only a few miles from their home. Arsenal, the Londoners attacking again. Sunderland, no support yet, and Berry got the tackle in. Corner to Arsenal. Talbot miskicked. Nelson still got Price wide. Young is still in the centre supporting. Young! Wasn't a bad header back, that. Here's Rafferty. But again, O'Leary so quick to match Richards. Snuffed the danger out at birth. It's a dangerous thing to say in a semi-final, but Arsenal are looking very confident with the lead, with about a quarter of an hour to go. Free kick against Berry. Arsenal's hardened experience in cup football these last couple of years, standing them in good stead today. They've had the nerve for this test, as well as the ability. Ricks takes the kick. Stapleton is in there, flags up. I think the player was offside, but doesn't matter because Wolves cleared the ball anyway. Tremendous backing for Arsenal from the London supporters. Some 20,000 of them. Sunderland. Rice. Oh. Offside against Sunderland. Well, a renewed effort is required now from Wolves. They've got to produce something more in these last few minutes than they've produced all afternoon. Rafferty couldn't get his foot to it. Just for once there, he got the other side of Willie Young. It's almost the first time. Ricks. Stapleton holding off Berry. And Hibbett getting back to help, but that's not where Wolves would ideally like to see Kenny Hibbett. He's got to be up there, getting in behind the attack now, with time running out for them. There are 12 minutes to go. Richards for Wolves. Daly. Looking for Rafferty. Free kick given. Tangle with Rafferty, the offender, on his knees for the foul on O'Leary it was given. And as the referee just attends briefly there to the Arsenal player, Wolves make a substitution. Martin Patching is coming on. And it looks as though Wolves are going to reorganise now, because Palmer, the right back, is the player who's gone off, and Patching has gone to the right-hand side, so it's a utility player for a defender, really. Sunderland is through. Alan Sunderland scores against his old club, the goal that almost certainly means Arsenal are destined for Wembley. Taken quite beautifully and quite clinically by a player who looks to be in that position. Wolves had just made the substitution, taken off the right fullback, and surely that was significant, because Sunderland got into that space on the Arsenal left, got goal side of John McCall, and he drilled the shot past Bradshaw just as accurately as Stapleton had done earlier on. Arsenal lead by 2-0, and a former Wolves player almost certainly ends their cup hopes with only 11 minutes to go. Well, Wolves gambled there with the substitution, and the smiles on the Arsenal bench from Fred Street anyway, and Liam Brady as well. They show a little relief. Now the second goal has gone in. Patching with the header. So 10 minutes to go. Arsenal 2, Wolves 0, and it's all or nothing now for Wolves. Stapleton on the run. The through pass was from Ricks. Talbot's trying to get up in the middle, and Berry just knocked him to one side, and the referee said play on. Arsenal regard Villa Park in cup semi-finals as quite a lucky ground, and so it's proving again today. They look as though they're going to Wembley for an FA Cup final for the 4th time in the 1970s alone. Well, O'Leary complaining it was an accident, that particular challenge on the far side. Referee Pat Parker's having quite a long chat with O'Leary about the tackle. So Wolves, knowing they've got to get one back now to have any chance at all in the closing minutes. Header by Berry. Talbot tries to scoop the ball out. Here's Willie Carr. Awkward for Jennings perhaps, but it was over. Matt Jennings must be feeling that the men in front of him this afternoon have been quite superb, because although he's always been his assured self, he hasn't had to make any last-ditch saves, and those scarves tell the story of what's happened in the meantime at the other end, where Arsenal have scored twice. Tremendous scenes. Daniel. And again, plowing through that heavy central area, Peter Daniel. Patching the substitute. And the fans are just singing Arsenal home now, it would seem. There are 7 minutes left, it should be said, and Sammy Nelson has given away a corner there, which could still mean hope for Wolves. Berry's header, Patching shot. Oh, what a save! Patching, the substitute, gets in Wolves' best attempt of the afternoon, and it finds Jennings in immaculate form. Rick's header out. Daniel's volley back. Daly. Berry's in there again, but Jennings will have that. Well, he'd hardly been tested, Pat Jennings. Not in the truest sense, but when he was asked to respond, what an instinctive save that was, to get up there and turn that over. Brilliant goalkeeping. Price. Daly still working overtime to try and rouse Wolves. But their spirit hasn't been lacking. It's more the extra craft and style of Arsenal that's made the difference today. Even without Liam Brady, that must be said. In that context, a fine performance and an offside gives Arsenal the free kick. Well, Cup semi-finals are about supporters as much as players, and they've had a good day out, barring any drama now from Wolves in the last 5 minutes or so. Just 5 minutes to go. This is Price. Rice with the through ball again for Stapleton. By Carr. Willie Carr's had a quiet match in midfield for Wolves. Hasn't been able to dominate against an Arsenal midfield which has shown great togetherness. Players like David Price there and Brian Talbot really worked in harmony. Stapleton, that was out. The urgency in the face of Peter Daniel, but it may be the face of a loser. With only 4 minutes of normal time remaining. Still O'Leary beats Richards, that's been the pattern there. Stapleton against Parkin, handball I think by Stapleton. Well seen by Pat Partridge, had a marvellous match as the referee. Absolutely desperate now for Wolves. On by Rafferty, here comes Carr. And hooked away a little untidily by the Arsenal defence. It's played back to Parkin. Good header by Price. Carr's shot. This is dangerous for Arsenal. Every Wolves player forward by the goalkeeper. Parkin. Daniel. Corner given. Jennings came behind the defender there, but wasn't needed. Here's Parkin, he won't be needed now either, Jennings. That looked like a last throw from Wolves. Because even on the bench now, Arsenal must feel, with 3 minutes to go, that they're at Wembley for the second season running. Terry Neal gives the signal. And Liam Brady, sitting to Terry Neal's right as we look, must be thinking that he'll be able to play in the cup final now, fitness permitting. Daly, Parkin. O'Leary has been so dominating. Parkin. Richards trying to knock it on, it hit Daniel. And Arsenal are happy to soak it up a little bit now. This is McCall. So the Arsenal fans, so upset when their team played badly at Wembley last season against Ipswich, now know that they've got a second chance, only 12 months later. And they'll be back at Wembley again in just a few weeks' time. A minute left of normal time. Arsenal 2, Wolves 0. That's a free kick to Wolves. Taken quickly by Berry, who finds Parkin. O'Leary across. What a wonderful player he looks, so controlled at the back. The ball has gone over the roof of the stand, so in the last minute they're asking for a new ball. McCall, Rafferty battling with Young. Daniel's shot. So into time added on by the referee for stoppages, and there won't be too much of that, I wouldn't think. There's been a nice absence of the trainers from the field. It's been a clean semi-final. Fought in the best spirit, but unquestionably won by the better team. And that team is Arsenal, who go to Wembley for the second year running, and Alan Sunderland drives the final nail into the coffin of the club he played for. Stapleton got the first goal and was perhaps Arsenal's outstanding player on the day, but it was a solid and measured team performance in the absence of perhaps their star player Liam Brady that got Arsenal through. Ken Hibbett applauds the Wolves fans, but he and those supporters know they're beaten semi-finalists for the second time in 6 years, and Arsenal, in their fifth semi-final in the 70s, go through with a 2-0 win. 2 second-half goals, and the scenes switching from the pitch into the dressing room as Arsenal celebrate. Wolves coming off with sad faces, there always are on semi-final day. Nobody remembers the losers for very long, and Wolves, having played perhaps as well as Arsenal for most of the first half, were truly made to look second best in the second half. Stapleton with the first goal after 51 minutes, beautifully taken on the run, and Sunderland with similar finishing after 79 minutes.